Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to a brand new week right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Steele. We're doing a thing we call community and finance. How you doing? Wanna say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now. Those on TuneIn Radio, One Harmony Radio across the pond. The top of the morning to you guys over there in the UK. Big ups to those on WGLRO, home of the Donnie Walker Morning Show, taking you from the sheets to the streets, touching everywhere from Detroit to Denmark and everywhere in between. Big ups to you guys over there on the People Station, WGLRO. Big ups to those on PEMGTV.com. Welcome. And of course, those tuned in right here to the home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. I want to say I couldn't do it without you. And guess what? You have my word. I wouldn't even try. Kicking it up with a little Shelly Sweet Shells. It's called One Love. Tonight is gonna be one of those nights. I want to say big ups to Pulse Media Group and thank you for sponsoring this segment of the show. When being in a moment is priceless, you want to give them a link. 754-999-6020 gets you in touch with them. Or go to pulseemg.com. What can they do for you? They can provide you with streaming services just like you see right here on kevinstew.com. They can create your website. They can host your website. Everything you see right here on kevinstew.com they can do for you. Call them. See how they can hook you up. Big ups to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Thank you also. Sponsor for the second segment of the show. Althea is a licensed massage therapist. She comes to you. Operates out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, South Palm Beach County. Just give her a call, 954-655-9000. Or you can email her at thealater@att.net. Big ups to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global Entertainment will take care of your bookings. They can act as your booking agent. They take care of your tour management, your legal contracts, your publishing, your trademarks. Give them a call, 954-998-8034. And of course, GMAT Music Solutions. They bring your event to life. They do sound, light, and stage production services, musical equipment, PA system, audio engineers, DJs, bands, musicians, singers. Number to reach them, 754-307 GMAC at 754-307-4622. Special thanks to all my segment sponsors. Tonight, as we bounce to Shelly Sweet Shells, South Florida talent. We have another South Florida talent. I tell you all the time, South Florida is just teeming with talent. And tonight, we're on the audition. You know, some people don't know about them, so he's a good addition to the catalog. I'm gonna shake things up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, as we share one love, I present to you none other than the man of the moment, Plusc Disturbance.
Yes. Greetings. How you doing, brother?
Blessings, man. I am well. I cannot complain at all. How you doing?
Great, man. Great. It's a joy to you on the program, my platform. I'm studying your work, man. Great work.
I don't know what you learned, but I'll take it.
A lot. Quite very unique program you have here, you know.
Much respect.
Yes.
And speaking of unique, you are quite unique yourself, and it unique in name, unique in your reasoning. You and I have reasoned off the air on a couple of occasions in person and over the phone. And I cannot remember ever asking you about it, but I know I heard somebody ask you about it. The unique spelling of your name.
Right. Well, the unique name, the unique sound of the name. I think the sound, before I even get into the spelling so much, the sound plus signifies what it really is. But how we come about now, Plusc Disturbance, and we're addressing it.
Yeah.
So, if you will, that's what I'm saying. But when it comes to now, the spelling of the definition of the name would come from growing up as a child, and I was always very different, so to speak, very unique, and but I've always been a contribution to everything that I put my hands on. So that's a you add to it, man. You add to it and you bring to it. So, and that's part of my philosophy. So it comes with the territory. Plus, will bring something to it.
Nice.
Always. Right.
Where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Mandeville, Manchester, Jamaica.
Cool, Mandeville.
Nice.
Ask some of the Jamaicans, they'll tell you it's Galdeville.
Yes,
in
yes,
Galchester.
Yes. Politically correct.
Yeah. I'm not even going to argue about it. I'll just roll with it.
Right. True enough.
I do want to add one thing though. For those who are listening in, just before Plus and I get real deep into this, if you want to give a shout out to Plus, if you want to ask him a question, you can do so. 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. Also, you can reach out on kevinstew.com. I invite you all to jump into the stew pot. It is where we keep things bubbling. Others call it a chat room. We're fancy over here on kevinstew.com. We call it the stew pot. So come on in. The water is always fine. I want to say big ups to Marlon, who joins us regularly. Marlon is the host of Real Rockers, broadcast from 7 to 10 on multiple platforms. I suggest you just go to his social media page, Real Rockers, ROCKAZ, and like it, follow it, so that you can get updated on whenever his show is on. You're guaranteed to learn something. You can pick a platform of your choice, whatever you're comfortable with. But as long as you tune in to Real Rockers, you'll definitely learn something. And I'm waiting for Marlon to come back with the results of his self-assigned homework. I know Marlon. Marlon, I know you'll find out the actual Earth date of Jacob Killer Miller. I'm waiting to find out, Marlon. So, Plus.
Yes.
Grew up in Mandeville. How did you get involved in the music thing? What was growing up for you like that led you to this music thing?
Well, I would say it comes through my mother, my mother, because I can recall growing up, we used to wash outside of the house and we would sing, And until after a while, when I was washing my clothes by myself, I started to sing as well. So I think it was molded. I was instilled through my mother at that point, but we have experiences and we kind of add that to it as well. But it started there. And my elder brothers, all of my brothers actually do music, So I kind of take time and learn a little bit from them coming through the passage of time, and it led me to kind of where I'm at right now.
At what age would you say you started singing? You said, you were growing up, it was a thing where you'd all sing. So, in the backyard, it's that sounds like one of the things that is missing from today's society, the togetherness growing up, and the time out in the backyard. We don't spend a lot of time outdoors. Right. Unless we're traveling somewhere these days, and we're definitely not playing in the dirt.
I tell you, I used to love to play marble, man. When they talk about the dirt was a beautiful thing for you. So yes,
I've played quite a bit of marble myself, and I've swallowed a few marbles. Don't ask. I won't tell, but just know that it happened.
Right.
Why I would be playing marbles in the dirt and then eating them, have the marbles in my mouth, I don't know, but I've swallowed a few. And I'm still here to tell the story.
I'm very tempted to ask, but I'm not going to go there. I'm very
tempted. But I'm still here. That's the thing, though. I'm still here, still clicking and still kicking.
Yeah, man, that's a great thing.
So, when you were going to school, were you the one that they would start a beat on the desk and you'd be carrying a tune? Was it your own lyrics at the time? Was it just whatever was popular at the time that you would present to your classmates, your schoolmates? How did that go?
Well, tell you the truth, on the contrary, actually, I was very shy, very, very shy.
And I was not,
I was very, very shy, and I never really knocked the bench at all.
Really?
I never knocked the bench. Yes, I never knocked the bench. At home I would knock the wall by myself.
Yeah.
You could say it like this. I felt that what I was doing, the music I was feeling inside of myself, would not be what's going on. So I was more like hesitant to really bring it out, knowing that would not be the common thing that people hear. So
Hmm.
you can tell, you know, it comes up till now in my life.
Mm.
Yeah. So I never knocked the bench, and I was not very I was very loved, very popular as well, but it wasn't because I did music or anything like that. It was because I'm just a very unique person, you know.
So, are you basically what you're saying is what you had in your head wasn't what was popular at the time?
No, it was not popular at all. It was not popular.
All right.
It wasn't
T-
what was going on. I listen. I have to tell you this, and I really appreciate the music. That I think it had some influence overall over
mhm.
time. But what I was singing was not the kind of It was just some kind of what you hear right now is probably the best version of what I was doing at that time. Just the sounding. It
Mm.
was more what I'm doing right now.
All right. So, what was it that was influencing you at the time then? What was it that was going through your head? What were you thinking? Why the tunes that resonated in your headspace was different from what was popular?
Well, I would tell it honestly. How to put that? What was really going on in my head and what brought out the music that I was doing at the time would have been I wouldn't say I had a very sad childhood, but I've had moments where I had to find therapy in myself,
Mm.
and it was a form of therapy for me because of, you know, my father died when I was 1 year old. So
Mm.
you know, the life
Sorry
itself
about
is
that.
not just you know, it's definitely, I think it's a good thing when I put it like that, because my mother is a very powerful soldier, and I think it
Hmm.
helped to kind of mold me in a way where maybe I would have been a spoiled brat, you know, and I wouldn't get to see certain things. So I feel as if my especially for me, my journey presented that as a way for me to build myself and become stronger. So I feel more or less it would be edified to say it's kind of something that should have happened to me in that sense.
So, who then would you say would have been the male figure in your life guiding you through?
Well, I have
Or
to say,
or was
I
it
have,
at a case where your mother fathered you?
well, I can say a little bit of that, but I would tell you this. I have a lot of brothers, you know, bigger brothers, and how my
Mm.
mother trained us. My mother trained us in a way where we all help each other.
Right.
You know, the bigger one teach the next one, and the next one teach the next one,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it goes like that. So I had all my friends in my house basically. I had a whole. It was a very powerful system, you know. If you put it like that, it
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
a
yeah.
very, if you would identify the areas that affected me and how, you know, some areas molded me, I would say it was a very complete setting. Not to take away the credit from the man being in the house, you know, but the fact that that was my
Right.
life and I couldn't change it. I had to kind of make the best of it instead of making it break me.
Right, right, right.
Right.
How many siblings?
It's seven of us. Seven of us, eight of us overall, and five brothers, three sisters.
Okay. Where did you fall in the lot?
And the West Belly man, the last one.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man. West
So
Belly man.
even with that, you weren't the spoiled one?
You know, I would want to say yes. I would love to say yes, but like I said, my mother is just this lady who she never back us in any kind of wrongs or nothing. So I had to face some of the real life, real, real correctness about life.
Mm.
Knowing say, knowing say life is gonna dish me all kind of things, and I have to prepare to be able to handle them. So my mother, she's a loving person. She gave us all the love in the world, but she also was very realistic in the things that she expected from us and what she taught us as well. So I wouldn't say spoiled, but I would say loved.
So, all right. We talk the things. No,
Yeah, man.
you're saying growing up, you didn't get in trouble in school.
For me, yeah, you know, put it like this. I was a very busy, occupied young man. I was an A student,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the kind of person who, when I had time, I was trying to invent, make all kind of different things. I was very, very creative when it comes to using up my time,
Hmm.
because it goes back to what my mother taught me, as well as the experiences I've had, because I felt as if I could have made a difference with the circumstances if I really apply myself, and I had that thought in my mind even from then.
At what age did you start having this awareness? Because that's a level of awareness that many of us we don't even get there until we're late in life, 40s, 50s, 60s. We stop and we go, wait a minute, something needs to be addressed here, and then
Right,
we
right,
take a moment and start learning about ourselves.
right, right.
That
Well, I can tell you one thing that I can tell you this for sure. I remember, just when you speak of awareness when it comes to that, I remember when I was probably about 7, 8 years old,
mhm.
and I learned this, and I take from it so much. I was walking with my mother, and this man walk up to her, and I didn't know him, but it was I was very uncomfortable the way he was looking at my mother, very, very uncomfortable. Like, I was like, let's go, tell my mother, say, let's go, because this man I look upon her in a way where I would never, basically right now how that affected me, I would never see a woman with her child and approach her in a flirtatious way, knowing that he must have a father, or there must be an issue going on there.
Right, right, right.
So that impacted me. So my awareness started from very, very early, because, like I said, my mother is a very spiritual person, as well as, she never really hide a lot from us.
Right, right.
She basically keep me in the loops, and I was, and this goes for all of my siblings, all of us.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it started very early, very, very early.
That must have been quite a blessing for her because it's one less thing for her to worry about.
Yes.
I asked you about the get in trouble thing, because some people they'll tell you that when you have a lot of siblings and you're the last one, that there are some times when the oldest or the older siblings would be a part of the discipline board, the disciplinary
Right,
board.
right. Of course. Of
So
course.
if you do anything to get in trouble, you have the headmaster, who would normally be the parent in the house,
Right,
and
right,
then
right,
you have the dean of discipline, or you have the
right,
vice principal,
right,
and then you
right,
have the dean of discipline coming down the line, and these are
right,
siblings.
right, right. I have to tell you this, me get not quite a few issues, but the way how my issues went about was, if somebody was rude to me,
Yeah.
I was very feisty too, so I would have cussed out anybody too. But it had to be, you had to really mess with me, you had to mess with me. So I didn't really get in trouble because I really make trouble, is the fact that I would go overboard with how I would speak. I would get really rude. So
Right,
like
right,
my auntie and cousin, them know, yeah, them. But I never really get in much trouble with my mother, because they know who I was, you
right.
know. Yeah, I didn't get in a lot of trouble that way. But a lot of people outside of that know took like a weird vibe towards me, because I'm very chill, but I'm definitely a person who is not afraid to confront a person as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was my teachers. I speak to them, but I never get in trouble, because I thought about the things I wanted to say, and like I said, awareness started. All of this is like a full circle, because going through my entire life, as I can recall, no, it was a bunch of awareness where even at school, my teachers identified me as a person who seemed to be having a quite an experience when it comes to understanding things.
Mm-hmm.
So I was given the head boy position. All of them things I never even want them. I never did any kind of PE, because I was always sitting down and talking to the coach about all kind of other things. So
Really?
my goal, yeah, man, I never do PE, nothing like that, man. When me left school and them thing, I started to do stuff with my own benefit. But otherwise, I just kind of was always curious about the conversations where we would have, because I was asking questions where, because for some reason, I feel as if there was something I'm searching to find, all the time in these conversations, like something to kind of help me to identify something within myself. Probably that's the case. I can't say that for sure, but when you think about it now,
Mm-hmm.
so like I said, I was always on a different. curve when it comes to what's going on the regular with on a general level. I was going on a different curve really.
Yeah.
Other people, yes, I was kind of like that for sure.
With your siblings, were you closer to your sisters or your brothers? Or I don't even know.
Right. Well, yeah, good question. Actually, it's a very good question. That, well, at times, different situations. It's like I said, we have the principal, we have the dean, we have the teacher. So different situations will have me speak to, and like me say, all of my friends are most in my house. So
Right, right.
in if different situations, I would approach different brother or sister to, because I like me say, I pay attention and then I choose to ask the ones who I felt would give me the answer based on how they are.
Mm.
So I really, honestly, I know it sounds like a weird, but honestly, that's really how it is. That's really exactly how it is as I can recall. Yeah,
So
man, everybody.
you didn't really have the friends down the road kind of a thing. You didn't.
Well, I put it like this. I remember one time when I was with everybody at play. I may have friends, and everything, but they will be at the playground and play over by a place that I call the cricket pitch or something like that, and
Right.
everybody there, so and I'm there watching the whole thing go down. But me there I try make something. I have a whole radio pull up and I try make something else. But me I see everything what go on in the but
Mm-hmm.
I had a kind of a kind of passion thing where we kind of took control of me from very young, where I'm trying to get to something, I'm trying to create something. That was always the part of me where stood out among with everybody else, because they were saying, you always depend some like a unique thing. But I've always been to the playground and catching our vibes, but it wasn't the place where I gonna let loose. I let loose in creating things.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So you came to the US at what point?
Well, I came to the US in the early 2000, like about 2003, and back on to and fro, but officially settled here um after I had my first child.
Okay.
Which was like 2007,
All right.
and then yeah, I've just been just working on some of the stuff that I intents that I had when I came in the country, which is music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but having a child also kind of took a little bit, because I'm very involved when it comes to raising my child. So I kind of made a decision to not push the music so much, but really kind of give this child some of my time, because like I said, my childhood concerning father and all that thing, it was very different. So
Right,
I
right.
kind of understood where a lot of things that children would want. So I decided in my mind I'm gonna make that sacrifice. So
Okay.
now the child is a much bigger child and understand much more, and the influences that they can give to her right now. She can choose them, not just we'll just take whatever. She can choose for herself now. So I feel as if it's a good time for me to kind of pioneer in some of the things that I've been
Yeah.
putting aside. Yeah.
You know, it's it's interesting how individuals are when raised with both parents versus just a mother or just a father.
Right.
Last week, I'd say 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I sat in on a program. Melissa Jane had her show,
Yes.
and I went over there and I was sitting in. I wasn't a part of the panel. She had a panel of single individuals, and it turned out that they were all raised by fathers,
Mm.
and their perspective of dating was more manly. You had
Right.
three men and a woman on the panel, and it the way how they approached dating and approached how they interact, I was like, that's interesting that they all were raised by men.
Mm.
When I talk to people raised by just a woman, there is a subtle there's a little bit of subtlety about them.
Right.
And I
Right.
never really paid attention to it until recently. And I say recently, I mean like very recently, within the last 2 weeks.
Right. Mm.
And I was like, there might be something really about this being raised by a man versus being raised by a woman thing.
True. True. True.
I listen to you, talk, and I see how you operate, and you're very chilled, you're very
Right.
relaxed.
Right. Right.
Um, but it doesn't mean that you're not paying attention to what is going on, like you've
Right.
been saying. Now,
Right.
as a father yourself, and now you have a daughter.
Right.
You know, what has parenting been like for you?
Well, when I look at the influence that I got from my mother, I feel that it becomes a part of me, and not necessarily like I would literally play out the same thing that my mother taught me exactly, but it kind of took some very, very strong root inside of me.
Yeah.
And for me, parenting is realizing that once you have a child, you're responsible to influence a child or give them some fundamentals. So, because if you do bad for the child, they may turn out to be well, but they will have to go through a lot to learn some of the integral things.
Yeah.
So, being a parent for me is just realizing that you cannot be selfish. You cannot be selfish, and having a daughter and was raised by a mother, to see a woman come into being is a full that this is making a full connection in my life.
Mm.
Because when I see how my mother was, and I see how woman coming into being,
Right.
go through growing up, and some of the things where as a man I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I never know say man until I have a daughter.
Right. Right. Right.
Because when it kind of show you see some opposite things where you would not pay attention to from where you are. You start to see other things that play out right in front of your face. But luckily, like I said, my mother instilled some very powerful value. Interacting with women is just a pleasure for me, because I feel like the woman's perspective is such hidden gems.
Mm.
And it's not a narrative I'm speaking. I'm speaking about the fact that certain things were suppressed, not by all men, but by most men, and by the system that we are raised into. So the man in defected and he might try to bring out the same thing to the woman, and
Mm.
sometimes vice versa. But me being as a daughter, and I see how a woman coming to be. I have a philosophy concerning women. That's I would not say women are not bad, but I feel as if say it is a man's duty to take the time out to understand, because you have to look at the predicament of the woman, and right now the examples of women are, it is there, but it's so buried up. That's a young girl have to go through the worstest things sometimes before she can actually see the point.
Mm. That
So being
no,
a
that is
father,
deep.
yeah, it is very deep, because I talked to a lot of women, and I remember when I was in my teenager, 19 to 20 years old, I was talking to younger girls because I was liked, but I didn't take the opportunity to try to move on them. I was telling them how powerful they are, because for some reason my mother, I don't know, I can't remember when she instilled that in me, but I can tell her say it was somewhere there, and I know it had to be the subtler nature in me, had to be her, because as much as she was a warrior, I
Hmm.
saw her pain. So I realized as tough as she is as soft as she is.
Mm.
So I had to be very gentle with her, but I also have to know, say, the world that she's in. And I'm speaking on my daughter right now. I'm very subtle with her. We have strong conversations, just like what we talk right now. I talk to her like this. But
Mm.
also there's a time when I have to give in that the situation of when she goes around her, she don't see a lot of. I'm not saying there's not a lot of examples in there, but it's buried up, it's hidden. So she don't see a lot of strong women around the place, to the point like it's just like common nature, common sense. It's a common vibe, you see. peer strong woman around.
Right.
So she's gonna see different things that may make you wonder say how she should be as a woman. If it's gonna work out for her because she's not being that way. So being a male figure, I have to kind of bring these things to her and help her to even ready to combat those situations as well as even the opposite sex.
Well,
I cannot make her. I cannot decide for her who she wants to be and how she's gonna be because I don't feel say it is my job. It's like going into a woman's purse. I would not do that. So
right.
she's gonna decide what she wants to be. But as long as she makes a decision, I'm gonna have to be there to kind of ensure her as a guide on this journey to make sure she's a completer, she's a finisher, or if it's something that we're at the time she's aware. But I'm
Right.
not gonna tell her say okay that and that's being a parent. I think that's one of the most important things that you can do for your child is to help them to be themselves
To
without
recognize their identity, that they're an
yes
individual,
individual.
and
It's
not
important. Yeah.
necessarily that they have to go with the status quo.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know.
So I've been working on that. I've been really
But
working
let
on that.
me, you and me both.
Yeah, respect for that, baby. Of course, it's good.
You and
Most men,
me both.
I think most men, I think men should be starting to talk, about fathering on a level. I think men should start to have this conversation about just like when you asked me about fathering.
Mm.
You know, we should be talking about it in detail so we can learn from each other as well. We can help the younger girls to see that if we are being honest enough, there are people out there who know the truth and they can live the truth without in fear.
Mm.
They can live the truth without being in fear because there are people out there who understand and opposite sex who understand this as well. You know?
It it's kind of tricky in these
Right.
times when you have a lot of social media and electronic help, when in the raising of the child department.
Right.
It can be a little bit tricky in these times. But big ups to you, going on 13 years of raising a young woman.
Yeah, it's quite something and I have to say the fact that you had asked me the question that way, I have to say that her mother is an exceptional woman.
Nice.
Without her contribution, I could not do it. I
Mm-hmm.
just have to mention that. But the fact that you had asked the question
Yeah,
wasn't being that
right,
male,
right.
but for sure, her mother. If it wasn't for her, there's no way I could have found to get the time to think about some of the things that I had to really, because I'm growing as well. So
Right, right.
I give her time, she give me time to kind of figure out how to take the next move or the next step.
Yeah, because it's not like we're given a manual with how to do this.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. So true enough.
learn.
I love that. That's true. There's no manual to this. So yeah, man.
Yeah. For those who are just tuning in, I'm chatting with Plus Disturbance, and we're getting to know who Plus is, and we already learned that he grew up in Mandeville, in cool Mandeville, in Jamaica. A lot of the artists that we know tend to come out of places like Spanish Town and and in Kingston. A couple of them out of Clarendon. But here you have Plus hailing out of cool Mandeville, where depending on where you are in Mandeville, you can get an ice cold drink off the shelf. Now, Plus with your going into your music life, you've been you've had a tune, you've been carrying tunes inside you as long as you know yourself. But
Yes.
now you're pursuing this journey of being an artist, a musician, a
Right.
vocalist. Did you Are you a musician in the sense that you learned how to play an instrument?
Yes, yes, definitely. I'm playing. I play the guitar, the acoustic guitar now, but I do have a mentor into the guitar as well. So,
Mm.
but it's something that I feel that it would have helped me to bring out that original music that I felt inside. So I had to play an instrument.
So were you taught to play the guitar like? And I had this conversation. I had this little discussion with Ever G last week
Yes,
with playing the guitar, and he would say he scratches. Do
right.
you play chords on the guitar and you play lead and all them things?
Well, where I'm at right now, I understand the guitar more than I can play it. I'll tell you that. I
Mm,
understand what the setup system of it. I play cards, I play scales.
right.
Um, but like I said, it's just the guitar is just a powerful instrument. And I'm not uncovering some of the secrets, so I can't tell you that I am wild out playing because I don't think a lot of people hear me play the guitar yet. But it's gonna come soon. But I'm not gonna jump out and
Right, right, right.
jump off on that right now because the truth of the matter is that I still I'm under mentorship.
Yeah. Still
Yeah.
learning the instrument.
Yes. Yes.
So you practice your scales every day?
Every day, all the time, every chance we get,
Okay.
every chance we get.
When I was learning to play music, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing. I'm supposed to be playing music. I have to be learning these scales every day, going
What? Yeah,
and for me, it was there was a lot more to learning to play the scales for me
hmm.
because I was a brass player.
Right. Oh wow. Very unique.
So I had to learn how to fit my lips on the mouthpiece.
Right.
I had to learn how to breathe properly.
Right.
I had to understand the to keep the flow of air steady, how to when to use more air, when to use less air. I had to learn all of these things.
Right.
And in addition to that, learn to read the music.
Hmm.
Are you learning to read music, or did you learn that already?
Yeah, man. Actually, I'm on the way. I'm doing that as well. But like I said,
Mm,
it's a process. But
yeah.
I feel like I'm getting tutored by one of the best, which is Eugene Gray. So
What?
well, yes, man. This is the man who have me on them wings. So say, hit me
Nice.
yeah. So big up to
Nice.
Eugene Gray for really, cause this man's an icon.
Yes, man.
So I give thanks for the fact that he takes me on his wing and he's teaching me that. So I'm like, even though I'm pretty good, and knowing say I'm coming off of his table, say I'm still not gonna jump out and say nothing. But I feel as if he's been such a reservoir
Mm,
the reason why the reason why I play the skills and to see how it come in a full circle with the whole instrument.
yeah.
And his system of showing me stuff, I can tell you say it's gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be really beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be real beautiful.
I'm
So
looking forward to that
yes, man, definitely.
because it's something when a musician can sit at his instrument and just have a moment of peace. And there are not a whole lot of instruments that you can do it with, but every musician can do it with their instrument.
True.
Um, I am fortunate enough to be able to hold my own on a few instruments,
Mm.
and as a result,
Yes.
I get to vibe out. I've been hoping that somebody would bless me with a keyboard.
It'll come, man. It's coming.
I
It's
have a
coming.
spot. I have a spot for it. Every now and then
Yes.
I look at the spot and I say that is where the keyboard is going to go.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. Very passionate person. I love that, man. That's a good thing, man.
Yeah,
Very.
is it because I don't really play brass anymore? I grew up in the Salvation Army in Jamaica. That was where I learned to play, and I started playing when I was 10,
Right.
and I played brass week in, week out for about 25 years easy.
Mm.
Easy,
That
easy breezy.
you're well tuned, man.
Well, I didn't have a choice with playing music that often. Yeah, I just
Oh,
had to be.
right.
But I would say that I was blessed enough to learn how to read music and how to play music and to do it on a level that many only dream to get to that level.
Right, right,
And I would say I was blessed enough to do that.
right,
And as a result, I've taught some people along the way how to play an instrument and how to read music and such. And the the power that music has is something that you don't realize until you're really into it.
right. True,
Sometimes those
true.
who study the history of music will take you back to the African beat and how Africans would convey messages
Right.
through beat patterns. And they would say, "What are you talking about? That's Morse code." Well, Morse code had to come from somewhere.
Nicely put. Well put.
You know,
Yes, of
don't
course.
think that the message through the drums came and then after Morse codes. No, that came after.
Yes, yes.
But
The drum. I was told that the drum is the first instrument.
well, percussion, I don't think anything gets older than that.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense, before because it's just in nature. You can find a drum in a nature anytime.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can find you can find a drum in a nature anytime. I'm pretty much sure say knocking something is it, because it's probably one of the things where the consciousness where we develop by doing probably chopping down a tree or licking a stone together. The whole of that just come out a natural evolution, if you will.
hmm
Yeah, I believe so. That makes sense, definitely.
One of the things that blew my mind was when I first learned that a piano is really a percussion instrument.
Mm,
I was like, what do you mean a piano is a percussion instrument? Well, you get the tone by a hammer hitting on a string. There has to
mm.
be a physical contact for you to get a sound. And I was like, my goodness, by George, you're right.
Yes,
And they were like, of course I'm right. That's why I teach this.
of course.
you know,
Yeah, and you're gonna get that time from a teacher for sure.
but
Yeah,
you know, we as we go along, we learn little things,
right.
and we become teachers.
True.
And you, whether you realize it or not, you have stepped into the teacher's role. Now, you had to step into it 13 years ago
Right.
when your daughter was born,
Yes.
and you stepped further into it when you decided to put lyrics to paper
Right.
and capture sound on a recording device.
Right.
Because now you're reaching out to people and you're saying, hey, at this point in time, this is the message that I want to convey to you, and I would like for you to take this from it, whatever that may be,
Right.
that message that you're sending in that piece. So now I have to ask you, when you're writing your material, because I'm
Yes.
going to assume that you write your material based on how we reason that that is the thing that you would do,
Right.
because you don't well, we've proven that you don't really go with what is happening.
Right. True
you
enough.
you, you kind of march the beat of your own drum,
Yes.
and you, with seeking knowledge, you decide also that you're determined to share
Right.
of that knowledge. So in writing your music, what is your inspiration?
Well, the future. The future is always my. There's is like when I write music. There's a place that I go to within myself, and there's a bunch of elements that I have to be present.
Mm.
And the future is one of those elements that I have to put enough thought when I'm writing. Because like I was telling a virgin the other day, the only thing that I need from this music is for the youth of the future to realize that, to say that them can't believe say a man like me was thinking about them at this time. So I'm looking way into the future.
Hmm.
So the future is a part of my process. And then forecasting as well, because I'm looking at what's going on in the society, and I'm looking at, and not the social commentary, but just things as a whole. And I'm looking at how the thing continue the way it is. And this is just not just about politics or anything. It's about everything. If things continue in a certain way, it's gonna become something else. So I pay attention to a lot of things, and I can see the future happenings of it in a sense. So the future is always before me when I'm writing music, because that is really where I'm trying to touch. Above all things, the message is about the future.
Hmm.
Above all things, I would like to be political when it comes to like this and that, but the true nature of what Plus is about is really about the future, the youths, and that consciousness, knowing that the youths them will be the future, always gonna be the future. And I remember this one time too. Bob Marley had a song called Black Man Redemption,
Yeah.
and the first time I heard the song, I was like stand up and shock. I'm like, yo, what kind of music this? What is this? Man, talk about me, and you couldn't tell me say it was me I talk about.
Hmm.
So I know how much music can affect, and Bob Marley is so, his generation is so far back from my generation, and he affected me in a certain way, because Bob Marley has probably passed before I was, anywhere, knowledgeable about what he was doing. But once I heard the music, it just had me stick up. So I just know say touching the future is a very important part, and you can't write selfishly. So no, you're gonna have to consider upon how will this affect a child 20 years from now.
When
If this opinion that you're standing on right now, would it be, if let's say after this state of crisis that we have, would you have anything to say to the people with this message that you have?
mm, will
Because
it be
what
relevant?
would it be relevant? So these are
Yeah.
the things where I put into thought. I'm not just a man who's trying to write. I'm trying to really create a therapy
Mm.
with sound, because like I said, there was a therapy, but there was a trauma, but there was no therapy,
Right. Well,
because most people. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Finish your point.
I'm saying like what I'm looking at is that I don't want to be a person who, because I'm looking at myself, and if somebody come to me and tell me say I'm hungry, I know that I'm hungry, and a person comes say to me say, yo, we're hungry, a song I sing and I say we're hungry. That would make me upset, because that's just telling me something I already know. So in a way, I have to know, try to find some kind of something that will give me a solution mode. So this is the music that I would like to hear. I'm trying to sing.
Mm. Not so it's not just about talking about what people can actually see. You're not trying to state the obvious. You're trying to present solutions
Yeah, and even
to
also,
address whatever is
yeah,
happening.
as well as just not even saying, because I cannot say for sure I have the solution, but what
Yeah.
I can say, I have an opinion, and a difference of opinion that will strike somebody, say, well, maybe there's something different about them as well. So I'm not saying that I have the solution, but what I'm saying is that if you see original thought, it's gonna make you wonder what is inside of me.
Mm.
And I'm trying to bring that. I'm trying to touch that part of an individual.
To inspire individuality
Yes,
and thought.
yes, yes, and thought.
Well,
Because I mentioned one time that whenever you do, and whenever one thing happen, it affects everything else in the universe. So you have the ability to use a very powerful tool, but some of us don't realize it's like them when I say karma is a very beautiful tool, because if what you put if what you put out is what you get, but then put out some things that you want to come back to you. I just
right,
put it
right,
simple as
right,
that.
right.
Simple as that. So that's I'm saying there's some natural systems that we can use.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
time is a is a relative thing, but it's a very powerful situation as well. Because one thing with time, anything you do for a while, it becomes something else. I become something over time, regardless. There's a natural happenings where happen in nature all the time. So I pay attention to these things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was it about Black Man Redemption that resonated with you?
Well, growing up, I won't lie to you, all people used to tell me I'm black. Till people start them start calling me black man, you know. So it was, so all of a sudden now when I hear all of this, I'll be like, hold on there, that sound like I'm me, man. You know, I'm a very simple-minded person in a sense, so I make connections with simple things, you know.
Right, right.
Yeah, very much so, you know. So yeah, man. But that was really the whole thing. You know, I've always heard this, you know, black man, black man, black man. Are you blacky man? And for me, I've always looked at that as a very beautiful thing because all of a sudden, no, you take your time out of the day to talk about me. You know, you take all that time you can spend and do a million things for yourself. So
Wow.
I took this as motivation. I take them things
Right,
as
right.
motivation. Yeah. So I take it like that, and yeah, you know,
And
that's
you
when song
find
hit me.
you find people nowadays hearing someone might refer to them as being black and they take offense to it and then
Right,
go
right.
down the store, go down the road to the store to get products to lighten their complexion.
Yep. Yeah, them do that, man. This are the insecurity we breed out of. This is a insecurity. It comes from many different places, you know, but on a present level now, I see most it's manifesting itself because of the insecurity or the desire to be the same as others. And it comes back to what I'm talking about because firstly, if you know I see a man bleach, you wouldn't have to bleach. You know, so
Mm.
so mostly most people are looking outside of themselves for things that the strength where you need where you need to do anything or to be your best version, it has to come from inside of you. So the more people are looking outside of themselves, the more you see that. But during the time when I was growing up, you know, for me, I just pay attention to the point where I realize that certain things you can't take too serious, but some things you have to take serious. But like when a person spend them time and I'll cuss you off now, remember, I know, just think about it like this.
Yeah.
You walk about your business and somebody be like, stop, think about what they must say, and then they tell you some crap. That have to kind of make you say, you know how you pay attention to that. You are no better than them. So I took it out a route. I was like, okay, since you have the time to talk about me, let me hear what you have to say. Most time in a well because when they find out seminar really get no angry about it or I'm actually tell them thanks sometimes they get really upset.
Well, if somebody could take the time to tell you about yourself
Right.
and not doing it in such a way that they thought they would be inspiring you or lifting you up,
right,
and you could tell them thanks.
right.
Well, I can see where that could be a little bit upsetting.
Attribute to my mother who taught me the skills.
Boy, yeah,
Yeah, my mother
it
taught me
takes
the
quite
skills.
some work to level that to attain that level of chill.
Yeah.
So
And you know, I
yeah,
won't tell in a lie now. I won't say that I can tell you the truth. I'm a chill person, very chill because that's the space I would like to be in. But
mm,
for the most part, I have days where I go through, but as me say, it's a therapy thing I deal with myself, you know. So most of the things that I'm trying to talk to people about is things that I have to practice with myself. Because if I could never tell you, say, this is that unless I probably have some knowledge of it or some experience where whatever I should speak to you about will kind of resonate with you because of the true experience. So I do have things where I go through, but like I say, it's a therapy. So you know, if it sound like me that man that try to act like I'm perfect, I'm just saying that the true nature of who I am is therapy. So I'm not gonna make situation dictate to me. I'm gonna check out the situation and see if it is for me.
what would you say you're passionate about?
Oh wow.
You ever thought about it?
No, I don't think I ever thought about. I don't think so, because everything when I actually involve myself in, I get consumed. I put
Yeah.
myself. I apply myself to here. It's just like when I was in high school.
Right.
I mean, I get in a lot of trouble because I found stuff to kind of delve into. When it comes to anything I find interesting, I don't just hear I want part of it again.
Mm.
So I can tell that I'm a very passionate person as a whole.
Right.
So anything I choose to put my time into, I'm gonna I'm gonna put a lot of passion into it.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
You have a song called "If Jah Is Watching Thee."
Yes.
Tell me about that.
All right. So that song came about when in a time when I'm looking at life and I'm like, you see, the wrong is being called right. You see, like you would see a man can play the psychology game where him do something awful to a person and then be like, no, no, that me mean. And you
Mm.
want to say how is justice gonna be served when if this play this game this way? How is justice served to the man who really not who are get battered by the system or by these situations? And it occurred to me, say, if Jah is watching thee, no one can hold it down. And when I translate that into the verse of the song, I'm simply saying that in a part of the song I said, Jah will never give the right to the wrong man to live forever a happy life with a bad meditation. So there's limitations to this thing. When no matter how much you see a person have certain things in their life, their pain you don't want. So him not get away by
Mm.
no means. So the song is really relating to as wide as you want to go, and you see how people who are aggressors of the system or aggressors of people, you see them seem like them are survive and them seem like they're happy. They have a problem where you don't want. You know, if you know about it, you'd have stay far from him.
Hmm.
Because if Jah is watching you, nobody can hold it down.
Hmm. That
There's a,
that's yeah.
there's another part in the song I have to just quote this to you when I say, we all know the mind is the greatest tool, but without the heart, it is a weapon for the greatest fool.
Right.
So I'm just really kind of putting some perspective out there so the people them can rest assured, knowing say there's some decoding that take place with this reality where you can still find a place where you can rest assured knowing say you're walking the walk where you should be walking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have another track
Right.
called "Them Not Get It."
There's something else, yes. Yeah, man. So this song now, them not get it. A virgin asked me, say, what them not get? And I was like, well, the truth of the matter is that, them not get it is I'm promoting it to be a anthem song because I feel as if it has an infinite of things it could represent. Because you can look from the smallest thing to the greatest thing, you still find things that we as a collective still don't understand and we don't get it yet. But the situation that I'm personally talking about would be a situation where somebody get the chance to do all of the right things, but they end up doing all of the wrong things in an obvious way that they should have done the right.
So it's even the individual that is doing whatever. Even the thing that they're doing, they still don't get it. They don't know why they're doing it. That kind of that is that the
Yes,
angle that
yes,
you're taking
yes,
it from. So they're just
yes,
going through the motions because they see other people doing it, so they just do it too,
yeah,
without even really recognizing that there's a reason why you do things this way. So
yes. It's like a wake up call in a sense.
a call to awareness and stop being
Yes, yes, yeah.
robots.
I like the way you put it. A call to awareness. Yes, yes, exactly. I like how you word that. Exactly. A call to awareness. I like that. I
Mm.
do. Yes, man. I like that, man. It's powerful, man.
You see, I like asking people about their products,
Right.
and to find out who people are. And when someone like you, who you say, when you putting pen to paper and putting your thoughts down and putting it to music. You're looking to the future. You're looking to the your daughter as an adult having
Right.
her own children saying, "Listen, here is some music for you.
Yes.
Listen to this, and let's talk about it. Let's see
Yes.
what you learn. Let's see how you interpret this, and let's have a discussion."
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
when you have a mindset like that, then you have a lot carrying,
Yes.
because you want to see the good in people. You want the love, the true love, to be spread in the community.
Yes.
And that's not something that comes about really easy.
Right. That's
So
true. That's true.
I can only see a bit of frustration when you're trying to get your message out there, and like the track said, them not get it.
Right. Well, let me say it to you like this. All right. You
Yeah.
see, so one of the things where I practice as well is to understand polarities, understand balance, and understand say all things are part of one, and all things is for a reason. So when it comes to the music and how that applies, it would be in a sense where if I said to you say you don't get it, you probably will try to get it. You know? So
Right, right, right.
yeah, in a way, because people don't like the idea, so they don't know something. People don't like that. So people will strive towards. So I feel as if whatever it is that people are going through right now, it is a part of their journey. I want them to understand, say, it doesn't you define the future. You define your experiences. Because personally, the narrative about me I would want to be about a young man who was very sad and depressed and who people used to talk to him black and all them thing there. I would want it to be about a dude who turned everything around and don't
Mm.
make none of that stuff affect him that way there.
You
That
find
would
the
be the narrative.
positive. You
Yeah,
find
that
the
would be the
positive.
narrative. Right.
Yeah.
That would be the narrative. But I'm not saying that, you know, bad not exists. But what I'm saying that we have control of how we narrate our future, our life, and how we react to things.
Right.
And that is really a responsibility that everyone have. And people like to blame others. But the truth of the matter, where was your mind when the man boxed in your head? You know, so I'm just saying, so before you go approach him, try catch where you were, so you can next time it don't happen for real.
Right.
You know.
That's a boy, there's a whole lot of depth to Plus Disturbance.
Yes, sir. So,
And I trust that as we become familiar with your work,
yes,
that we'll recognize the message that is in your work, and not just say,
yes,
"Boy, this is nice and this is bouncy and this is catchy," and
right,
no, there's a lot more to it. There's message. So here's what I'm going to do. It's something that I don't normally do. I can't even say I normally do things a certain way,
yes,
because each show takes on a life of its own. Those two tracks, I'm
yes,
gonna play a piece of each of them.
right,
Now, just being the way I am, one of the tracks kind of jumps out at me more than the other,
right, right,
and it just hearing the track, not listening to it, just hearing it,
yes,
it takes me to a happy place, kind of.
right,
The other track takes me to a more somber place,
yes,
but both tracks have a lot of message in them. So I'm gonna
right,
play first a piece of "If Jah Is Watching Thee."
yes,
Are you working on an EP or an album right now?
yes. I am. Yes, I am. I basically, I have a lot of music,
Mm.
but I'm still. What my thing is that I would like a dialogue with the people them. I want them to tell me, say they want to hear like a full compilation of work from me. I want them to kind of pay attention enough that they speak to me about these things.
Ah,
Yes.
all right. Well, as an introduction to the dialogue, this is If Jah is Watching Thee.
Yeah, man. Only in that yellow I would put my trust. Yeah, me not gonna lie, me have to stay focused. Only Jah alone can take us to the sun. If Jah is watching me, no one can pull us down. As much as they would love to see us fall to the ground. Jah is watching me. No one can pull us down. As much as they would love to see. After years in the valleys of the wars and the greedy, when the thoughts of the current state is purposely misleading, while the core pirates getting bigger, building on them city. Seems the mind has become a breathing ground for the guilty. We know the mind is the greatest tool, but without the heart it is a weapon for the greatest fool. That I will never give the right to the wrong manner. Live forever happy life and a bad meditation. If Jah is watching me, no one can pull us down. As much as they would love to see us fall to the ground. Jah is watching me. No one can pull us down. As much as they would love to see. They made a rising for the air, but they still got to breathe. They wanna gain control of the land and the sea, but you could never truly own something you need. Actually, without a reciprocity, you are a slave to it. Only the organics got the consciousness to feel a touch. You want to create something great, then you got to seek Jah first. These are the things I've seen. These are the things in Jah I will put my trust. If Jah is watching me.
If Jah is watching thee, listen.
Yes.
the depth to the lyrics of that track, boy. People, and this is why one of the reasons why I like to get to know the individual behind the music, behind the product,
Yes.
because it could be poetry, it could be artwork, it could be artwork in the sense of drawings and paintings or
Yes.
pictures. And without getting to know the individual that is putting the presentation forward, it's just something else that you're coming across.
Right.
With getting to know you, as we've been talking tonight, I listened to this track before,
Yes.
and it's a completely different track now.
Yeah, that is very funny you should say that, brother.
Yeah,
Very interesting thing you said. I respect what you're saying. I take it very, very with a lot of humility.
yeah, man. Real talk. You know, it's something completely different right now, because for me, boy, I can see your mother reasoning with you.
Yes.
I can
Yes.
see your siblings reasoning with you and telling you certain things and saying, yo, hold on,
Yes.
look at the bigger picture,
Yes.
and understand that as you go through, you will find naysayers and you'll find haters and you'll find lovers. But in the midst of it all, you need to find source. And I can connect that now to the track.
Yes. Yeah, man, that's very powerful, and Grandy could say that, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, it the message in the music comes out, or the individual comes out in the music. after getting to know the individual. For me,
True, not true. That makes sense, and that's why I was laughing because you almost kind of reason in our sense. You have me thinking as well. You reason like me in our way because there's, when you speak of many folds. You know, you will talk something I mean, because what you just said a while ago. You know, that's why I'm gonna laugh because I'm like, it's very because I felt that when you say it right away, and that most people will not come out and say that. They won't come out and say that, you know. No, they won't come out and say that. No, they won't.
well, I will say it, and I wouldn't be taking it back.
Right, respect.
For a few reasons. One, this is my show, and I can say what I want to say on my show. Well, it's my show when you're done. At this point in time, it's your show, and I'm facilitating it. But you know, but I have the controls.
Yes,
Although it's your show, I have the controls.
right.
But yeah, on the real though, that is how I see it, and I really hope that every time I play it, or every time someone else would play it, that is what they're getting. You know, I do hope that people listening live, people catching the rebroadcast, where they visit the archive on kevinstew.com and they pull up Plus and they share to their friend and say, yo, I was listening to this guy talk, and this guy, we need to find his music. That's what I want people to leave, to come out of listening to learning about you.
Yes.
That's what I want them to say. You know, we have to find his music, because if this is how he reasons, then there's got to be some message in his music. And if Jai is watching the message, now the more bouncy one,
Right.
is them not get it.
Right.
Well, or not get it. Is it them not get it or not get it?
No, them not get it. Them not
Okay, cool. Just to make sure.
get it. Right, yeah, man, definitely.
And this one is your most recent one?
Yes, it is the new release. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's touch on this one a little bit and see what the people are up to get.
What you know? Oh, yeah. Watch me now, I roll me around. Watch me now, me know what me know. Serious things and a joke, man, a joke. Been through a lot, but I grow, we a grow. Watch me now, I roll out. Watch me now, me know. Been through a lot, yeah. But I rule my soul. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, boy. No more living in illusion, this crystal clear. We have to define the future. Pollution start because they bought the law. Now everything is gonna flip to the default. So why you throwing stones? Your house is glass. You fling away the food and then you end up starved. I try to beat the lion. I make my cross. I wonder why you do that. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now. Them never get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now, boy. After them search for me soul, but I them can't find. Quite obvious, so we are not the same kind. There's a price on your soul, but there's none on mine. Between a real and fake, there is a thin line. See those signs along the road, yes, still the banks up on the wall, like you don't get it at all. They don't get it at all.
Them not get it at all. The price on your soul, but no price on mine.
So we have set it out, you know. Let's put it out from now. definitely, man. Yeah, man.
Yo. So because I'm a light and bouncy kind of guy,
Right.
this one kind of jumped out at me. Um, and
Yes.
the artwork. All right. So before I get to the artwork,
Uh-huh.
let's talk about the music production of these
Yes.
two tracks.
Right.
Uh, who, what, when, where is behind the production of first of all, if Jai is watching the.
Okay, so if Jai is watching I have to big up Venomous from Venom Music who tell me about him have him have this instrumental and I guess he never know what to do with it. I
Right.
can't him just have it there and say, I'm just threw it my way and I liked it and I felt, a good vibe. So and he's also the person who recorded the song as well. But we have to
Mm-hmm.
big up Paul Virgo
Mm.
from he who works he's an engineer for Kimani
He's an engineer for many.
and nice to studio too. Eh?
He's an engineer for many.
Oh yes, man. This man is like me say, he's an icon. Me fortunate put it like this. I'm very fortunate to meet with some of the people who I feel like they have a true desire for this music.
Yes, yes.
True desire for this music, included Venomous, Paul Virgo, and Mr. Gray, and many other people as well. But like I
Right,
said,
right.
these guys specifically are people who have put them work out and people know them by reputation.
Mm-hmm,
And they
mm-hmm.
have found favor in me and working with me.
Yeah.
So I have to big up Venomous and Paul Virgo, for this track definitely. But when it comes to lyrical content, I'm gonna be right up there with that.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yes,
that's all you.
yes, 100%.
Ooh, what was it like putting it together? Doing the recording, doing the arranging. What was that like?
Well, the arrangement, the recording should say it was very easy, very very easy recording the song because I wrote the song and I have the song about a week before I record the song. And I practice the song to a point where, because there's a feeling I wanted to accomplish in the song, like I wanted to feel a certain way about how it was sound,
Mm.
and and the melody, like how I'm going to catch those notes are just some simple parts where probably people wouldn't take note of, but those were important for me to make sure say I could deliver them, and I didn't want to sound like me pitch up the song or put a piece today and tomorrow I do the next piece. I
Right,
wanted
right,
to sound like a full song.
right.
So when I went in the studio, I went for it because I actually composed the whole from the bridge area to the verses, the chorus. It was just up intent. It
Mm-hmm,
was
mm-hmm.
all done in purpose. Yes.
Nice. So,
Yeah, man.
boy, did you write the lyrics to the track, or did you have the lyrics and figured, okay, this will go well with this track?
No, the song. When I heard the rhythm first, it's like this voice coming in my head. I sing like, but it was like a very low voice, like that say, "Joy is watching me," but it's very low, like I'm just hearing that in my head. I'm
Right.
playing in my head, like, and then because it was more about the sound, not necessarily the words so much at the time. It was about the melody that fit within the song.
Right, right.
And then after a while the words after me sing the melody so much, the words just start pop out. It bubble out. I come on, So
Wow.
the chorus wasn't something me write. It was just something just come.
Yeah.
And then I decided that I wanted to. I know it would have been a cliche song or a very stereotypical song to say if Jazz watching day. So I said I wanted to interpret the song in a very deep way. So it doesn't come out very cliche or very regular, but it has something that over time people will still find the value in it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I don't think it means anything different from a man and say if Jai is watching me in any type of situation, but I wanted to kind of layer it
Right.
now where the people can get time to process everything to get a stronger meaning to that chorus.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is recording with intent. That
Yes.
definitely is
Totally.
recording with
Yeah.
intent. That's going out with a purpose and looking to fulfill that purpose.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. So now them not get it. Tell us about that one.
Well, well, okay. So them not get it. Well, it started by me one day. I played the guitar and we just find a nice little progression which just sounds sweet to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really trying to there's this I was reaching out to people for there's a music come I hear inside of my head, but I just don't hear nobody who truly get it, who really understand it.
Right.
So I was playing with the guitar now and then. That's kind of what led me to the guitar because I felt that the music was more to play it and just not hear it. So I started playing the guitar. Then now after a while, this song came to me while I was playing the progression, and because I wanted to kind of make a song where it'll tell you some message, but it definitely not bore you to death and not make you fall asleep. It actually, I want you to hear the truth in an upbeat way.
Right.
So
Right.
it's more optimistic music where
Mm-hmm.
you hear some stuff where you probably should take very serious, but in a one way you're not turning off from the first line
Right.
because the
Right.
music not carry you. So it was a purposely it's like a fusion in a sense. But
Mm-hmm.
this BPM, this tempo that the song is at, I have a lot of music that bunks in that range.
Ah.
Once I created the progression, the chorus came again, like I said, the chorus come, and then I write the verse as well. And I brought I kind of create a demo version of the rhythm and everything. So I basically composed the rhythm and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then I brought it to Venomous, and then Venomous see it, and funny enough, I think this is my second project. This was my first project I did with Venomous, and I was very scared because I was like, I'm gonna allow myself to fall into this guy, but can he accommodate me?
Right.
And I was surprised him accommodating the energy because he came up with exactly what I wanted as well.
Right. Right.
So when he did that, no, I said, all right, I'm gonna I have to big up a virgin called Chuck, the blind man.
Mm-hmm.
He recorded the song. So because at the time I didn't start to record with Venomous yet. So, the guy that I felt comfortable with was this blind man, and he did an exceptional job in terms of his quality his quality in the studio is very good quality. So I did the work there, and then I brought the work to Virgo to get mixed and all them kind of thing. And then after I get mixed, I make J Vibes master, because J Vibes have a very good report when it comes to certain kind of music, have a some international feel to it.
Right. Right. Right.
He's very good at that. So I was like, it was our purpose for me because I'm seeking out for people who can catch to sit through my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I feel very strong about how I want the music to sound, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't take learning from nobody else, but there's something inside of me where tell me how the music's supposed to be.
Right.
So if you can bring it out the way I'm feeling it, but even a better way than how I could articulate it or speak it, then good for me. But if it's not coming down that holiday, I may not even want to hear it.
Right. Right. Right.
But because I'm feeling that vibes from inside of myself, so and I love ska music. But this is not a ska song, but it's kind of between ska and it's kind of more upbeat.
Right. Right. And one of the things that really, I guess, because it has the horns in it, it kind of resonates with me differently.
Yes, sir. one of my favorite, the trombone, the saxophone,
Yeah.
and the drum and the bass line are the instrument that I pay attention to carefully.
Well, I can play 3 out of those 4 instruments that you mentioned.
Oh, nice. Yo, don't check it out.
I can hold my own with 3 out of the 4.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was our intent, man. I feel like probably I'm not a deep. I don't think, but I feel as if I try to know what I'm doing.
Right. Right.
So in a sense, anyhow, there's anything else I need to learn about it, the chances are, when they say it to me, it'll always be true because I try to know as much as I can. So if anything else needs to be known, somebody who know more than me is gonna point out, and I'm gonna accept it because the chances are just gonna come out very clear because I don't leave space for unnecessary critique, Not necessarily. I don't leave space for that in myself,
Right.
Yeah.
You don't hold on to it.
No, I
It'll
don't.
come, but you're not holding on to it.
No, I won't.
Right. Right. Right.
It's not helpful that way. Yeah.
The artwork.
Oh yes.
Tell me about the artwork. Let me put up the artwork again so that people can see it. Tell me about the artwork.
All right. The artwork is quite interesting because there's a message in the artwork, as you can tell. I'm making sure I look on it right now while I talk to you because it's good for me. pay attention to the inspiration that way there. So I'm gonna pull it up for kind of
Yeah,
see what's
because we have the earth, we
yes.
have the sun,
Hmm.
we have you positioned in such a way that it's either you're looking up at the sun
Hmm.
or the sun is behind you
Right,
and you're still looking towards the heavens in thought.
right. Perfectly
This
said.
this this is
Well,
what I am seeing.
no, you said it very well because all of that stuff is behind me. It
Yeah.
surely is behind me. But what I'm saying, is that in this, say we have to basically, and almost get in a nutshell, we have to step outside of that stereotypical mindset. We have to step out from everything that we know, not necessarily forget it, but we have to create a different levels of reality for ourselves, of a kind of consciousness. Because if I ask a person, say, well, the thing that you've been doing all of your life, and the consciousness that you're living with, how is that serving you?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's serving you, perfect. That means you already lived that dream. But if it's not serving you, well, don't be afraid to try something else. And the Them Not Get It song is really trying to help people to kind of getting it, that they have something profound about them. So I left all of that stuff behind me. As much as it is not necessarily it's true or untrue. It's about me creating a new perspective.
Mm.
Because the lion is actually standing on a spliff, sitting on a spliff.
A rocket spliff?
Yes, man.
A
So
spliff rocket.
So
Taking you
but
out. That's some
but
good weed,
nevertheless,
boy.
but nevertheless, if you notice, it seemed very futuristic in the way how the thing looked that way. So I will
Yeah,
still try to touch the future.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying I don't want to come off because I mean it would have been nice to have us this big, deep thing to say about it, but I feel like it's just simply I'm just trying to expand on the thought in a different interpretation to say
Yeah.
get out of the regular levels and start to realize, say, if something is not serving you, leave it behind and find a new thought we can lead it to a better experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely out of this world.
Me know. Good enough. Nobody has asked me about this artwork, so good enough you asked me, because hopefully that transcend, and that come across, I translate to the people and say really and truly say, it, that's the message where I say I'm trying to kind of embody that in the sound and also in the visuals.
Yeah.
We're trying to get out of the box as much as possible.
Listen, I like it. It
All
it
right.
it just out in the corner. I don't know if this is an accident
Right.
or it is intentional.
Right.
On the very right hand side, going back to the artwork, I have the artwork up on the screen right now. Going to the right hand side, and this is above where your name is, and just to the right of the lion on the rocket spliff.
Right.
Spliff rocket. And, either or.
Yeah.
There's I don't know if that is a black hole or not, or just a little bit of thing that just look like a black hole.
No, it is a black hole because the black hole signify the woman as well. Black hole signify the woman.
Yo.
So yes, yeah, the black hole. I want, what I wanted to add there. I really wanted to add what they call it, something the leaf again, man. As they call it mayflower. What they call it again? I'm trying to
The
remember
maple
name of it.
leaf?
Yes, the maple. I was planning to add a maple leaf. No, is that the maple leaf? Is that the thing where them have a Canada? Or
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah, the Canada.
No, another one may talk. You have another one. I good enough me to put it on there because all of a sudden we came talk about it because what would I say about it now? but it had a strong concept, so I guess it's good enough. It's not on there, but I want to add some other stuff to it, and fortunately I didn't because it would have put myself in a trouble now.
Right.
So, but I'm glad to kind of sickle it off there.
That black hole, and you say it represents the woman.
Yes.
how does it represent the woman?
Okay, so the black hole represents the woman in the sense that planets are I'll put it like this then. A galaxy is born out of a black hole.
Mm,
The galaxy. So we are symbolize the giving of birth to the feminine energy in that sense.
right.
Yeah. So when you tie that into the whole thing now, the new perspective is like the birth. It's a brand new birth.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yo.
that's the significance of it. Yeah, it's funny to ask for that. But can't really say to ask for that. Seriously, because I said probably I sound really out there when I say that, but hear myself in a sound to man at all.
No, no, not at all.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying, that the levels when people get to know an individual, and then they get to know their product. It's a different level of knowledge. I'm sure people hearing those tracks, so they're hearing them for the first time. Most of the people that I know would be hearing
Right.
it for the first time, and I'm sure if I played those tracks at the beginning of the show and then I
Yes.
played them again at the end, it would be received two different ways.
That is true. Listen, Virgin, you are a very intelligent Virgin and a very smart person, and I commend your thought process, and I commend the fact that you will speak that, because this is the thing where people shouldn't be afraid to understand.
Yeah.
Because what you just said a while ago is very powerful, because this is where even musicians should understand, because they should understand that if you have a product and the product is a genuine product, just go ahead and speak about it, because what you said to me right now is like I can see fully if I was a person who you brought, let's say I was a person listening to the song for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
it would that what you said would fall right in line, because this is true, and it's true to so many different levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think your observation is like, and your honesty, your blunt honesty, it's a very powerful thing, because all of a sudden now you probably won't have people won't afraid for that now. I don't think nobody afraid for that now. Listen, Maria, you can say these things. Yeah.
Well, we're not encouraging fear around here. We're encouraging, because if you're afraid to ask questions, then you're afraid to learn.
True, 100%. Yeah, man.
And if you're not learning, then you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're stagnant. And anything that's stagnant is dead.
True.
So we're not working with that right now. We're working with
Yeah, man,
growth and development and change.
you are part of the same thing with the panel. We are soldiers of the same cast, just different perspective or different part of the job, because you're not walking on those safe line at all. You're not treading those safe line at all. You're definitely on some other level. So that's that I can see why we leak. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, definitely. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Things don't happen by accident.
True. I agree.
So tell the people how they can get in touch with Plusc Disturbance. What's the social media connection, or any other connection that
Right.
if they want to reach out to you, they can say, boy, Plus
Yeah.
this touched me in a different way. See, here's a $10 towards your journey, because going on this journey, doing this thing, it doesn't just happen just because you know a few people.
True.
People produce music as a business, and you have to pay for it. You have marketing to do that. You have to pay for that.
Yes.
So if people want to reach out and say, hey, you know what, I don't have a lot. Either I can buy one of your tracks, or here's a $10 to put towards your mission. Go here. How can they reach you?
Well, they can always look out for PLUSC Disturbance on all major platforms, Instagram as well. I try to be consistent about the spelling as well in all of the platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube. I have a channel called In the Challenge Room. That's coming still, because that is just and I promise you that as soon as that is launched, I'm gonna as soon as it come to a full level, I'm
Yeah.
gonna reach out to you, because I think it's something that you'd probably be interested to hear about. But it's an open platform now. Um,
Okay.
Facebook, like I said, and my music is on all of the major platforms, from Amazon, Spotify, name it. Any major platform, you just put in PLUSC Disturbance, and you'll find it pop up. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So, I hope you get some new followers from this.
Yes.
A bunch of friend requests.
Nice.
I,
Yes.
I'll speak it into being. I expect to see or hear that your friends list full up and you can't take any more. You can
Uh-uh.
only take followers at that
Yes. Nice.
point. You know.
Nice enough. Yeah, man. I feel the same way. But like me saying, you see, your platform is a very unique platform, because I'm now telling a lie. I haven't been a lot on your platform, but
Yeah.
for the recent days, I've been checking into your platform and just looking at your works. And you know, I just have to say, the reason why we link up is because of the same thing. You are doing somewhere so beneficial to the community, and hopefully people see this. Hope people understand. Say, even some of the questions where them out hear from you, is to help them to develop, because these are integrity here. These are integrity here.
Much
Because I've,
respect.
like I said, I've checked your platform, and I'm very honored to be on a platform, because the integrity of the program is so beneficial to the community, and the development of the structure, how things supposed to be.
Much respect. Much respect.
So give thanks for that, definitely.
Listen, at this point of the show is I get into a thing that I call musical therapy,
Yes.
and I want to thank you for taking the time out to come and give off yourself, share yourself with the Night Shift family.
Yes, sir. Man, all the while, man, give thanks, and I'm so we support those who are on a serious mission to help.
Yeah, man, I truly appreciate of it, and
Yes, sir.
I remember this you down in Miramar,
Mm-hmm.
and although that wasn't the first time that I
Right,
had come
right.
across you, but you down in Miramar last year, that was it after the basketball tournament?
It was before the basketball
Was
tournament, I
it
think.
was okay, so it was a month before the basketball
Yes.
tournament, and that series of shows,
Mm-hmm.
and you brought something to that stage that the people didn't know what to expect and they weren't
Right.
ready for it. But when you were done,
Yes. Yes. Give
there
thanks.
it was a transformation.
Yes. Give thanks.
And
Give thanks.
I pray you have many, many more of those transforming moments
Man, give
when you
thanks.
come across the people that are not aware of who you are and what you do, but by the time you're done,
Yes.
they want more.
Yes. Yes. Give thanks. It's gonna happen, man. I feel it, because, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this, because it's important that we know that we're a collective, and I feel as if you have just single-handedly done that just now. You done that a while ago. You literally do that because you put it out there, and you share your network with me. You share your platform with me, and I feel as if the integrity of your platform, the way it is, I'm pretty much sure, say, what you're saying will definitely come around, because you introduced me to a set of people who I think it's important for them to get to know about Plus, but
Yeah.
more so, be a part of the journey as well.
Yeah, man. I wish you all the best on the
Give
rest of the
thanks.
journey,
Yeah, man.
cause this is just the beginning.
Yes. True enough.
So
Love that.
yeah, so
Yeah, man.
I'm going to start the musical therapy with
Yes.
the same track that I just ended with. The I'm gonna play the entire track. Them not get it. Plus disturbance. Do me a favor. Introduce the track on your way out.
Yeah, man. So, listener, take your time out. and listen to the lyrics of this song, because this song have something for you for the future as well. And it takes some time, so you'll play it day to day, and you'll hear some of this sweet message and that vibration that will really help you to take on the next step in your life. So yeah, man, check out the Plus vibration, them not get it.
Blessings Plus. We'll be in touch, bro.
Yes, bro. Respect, my brother. One love. Good time.
Right, take care.
What's on? Oh, yeah. Watch me now, I roll me a roll. Watch me now, me know what me know. Serious things are a joke, man, a joke. Been through a lot, but I grow, we a grow. Watch me now, I roll out. Watch me now, me know. Been through a lot, yeah. But I rule my soul. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, oh. No more living in illusion, this crystal clear. We have to define the future, pollution start because they bought the law. Now everything is gonna fling to the debounce. So why you throwing stones? Your house is glass, you fling away the food and then you end up starved. I try to feed the lion, I make my grass. I wonder why you do that. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now, boy. After them searching my soul, but I them can't find. Quite obvious, so we are not the same kind. There's a price on your soul, but there's none on mine. Between a real and fake, there is a thin line. See those signs along the road, yet still the bounce up on the wall like you don't get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, oh. Don't tell me that you have to lose it all to know what you got. Don't tell me you gotta put it on your head to realize that it's a hat. Don't tell me you fall asleep, that's just too bad. It's getting bad. Crabs in the bar, they got a rat race. None gonna win and everybody shall fail. Seek in yourself and you shall be free. Most people scared to do it. No people not gonna come to it. No people just not gonna know it. No people mind ain't that free. Them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. Them don't get it at all.
Once again, thanks to GMAT Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show.
Watch me now, I know. Watch me now, I know. Serious things and a joke, man, a joke. Been through a lot, but I grow, we a grow. Watch me now, I roll out. Watch me now, me know. Been through a lot, yeah. But I rule my soul. Them don't get
the sound of Plusc Disturbance.
They don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all.
It's called Them Not Get It. Brand new release from him.
They don't get it at all. Watch me now.
Oh, watch him now.
Well, I'm in the mood to have a good time tonight. I know where the party people them there.
Yeah, it's musical therapy. This is Corey. It's called No Weapons Allowed.
No weapons allowed in the party. Just bring the queen and left the machine. Everybody feeling I'm
Yeah, all this is Plus fault right now. Yeah, I know it's bedtime and all, but
no weapons allowed in the party. Just bring the queen and left the machine. Everybody feeling I'm no weapons allowed in the party. Make sure bring your queen. Let the bad vibes all what before you're working. It's time for us to have some fun. Cause we work so hard, know the week it done. Party time, call the weekend done. We no want no negativity. So if a badness you are praying, not invited to this party. We come to dance.
South Florida's very own Code Red from their album Timeless. This is Dance Crasher.
You know what the man says? Say we having a party. Everyone is feeling irie. We don't want no fuss, no fight. Everyone is feeling quite alright. Yeah. Here comes Mr. Screwface. Wanna come in all the dance with your gun in a way. Somebody call the Sarge. Screw on them entourage. One come and shop the place, but we don't want no dance crasher. No, no, don't break it up, please don't make a fuss. Don't use a knife, take another feather's life. So sorry. Sure. You want a man say? Don't mash it up. Yeah, enjoy. Rude boy, me you beg you, please don't fight. Dance nice, grab a girl by a red stripe. Easy, my youth.
You know, it's one of the interesting things about
War up on your mind and love with
members of this band.
Patsy and Sophia wait over there, so we'll want a man to dance just
Plusc Disturbance mentioned J Vibe
my youth, 'cause if you don't
as part of the production of Them Na Get It.
Jack, we want to bubble with chill.
J Vibe is a member of this group.
No dance crasher. Oh, no, no,
See how things come full circle.
break it up, please don't make a fuss. Don't use a knife, take another feather's life. So sorry.
4 minutes to the top of the hour, 4 more minutes before I get on out of here. Thank you, Plusc Disturbance, for sharing with us,
Oh, baby.
giving us a peek inside the life of Plus,
No dance crasher. Oh, no, no.
and giving us an understanding of the message behind the music. Much blessings, bro.
We don't want no crasher in the party. Oh, baby.
So as we wind down this party, I encourage you all to join me. Same time, same place, 10 p.m. kevinstew.com for Healthy Love
What you talking about?
tomorrow.
Crasher in the dance.
And that's 10 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're hailing from somewhere else,
Crasher in the cool red party.
do the conversion, yeah? Leaving with the dazzling one. This is Shauna Dazzle, member of the Sensational Dynamic Sound. That sensational female trio out of South Florida. This is our track called Mr. DJ. You want me to do what? Seriously, Shauna? Okay, just for you. But I'll only do it one time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you all, wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I'm telling you good night. Catch you later. moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.